think that I'm going to hide it somewhere by a gated star. Baby, they ain't never gonna find me. I'm a renegade. I could be the one who saved you from this place. We could be as one and escape. We can run away, we don't gotta stay. I can feel it, it burns inside. Take away the pain, we can go insane. I can feel it, it burns inside me. Burns inside me. Burns inside me. Burns inside me. I won't let you down. We could have the world to ourselves, going to a place that's far, staring at the stars for hours, 'cause you're a renegade. I could be the one who saved you from this hard place. We could be as one and escape. We could run away, we don't gotta stay. I can feel it, it burns inside. Take away the pain, we can go insane. I can feel it, it burns inside. We could run away, we don't gotta stay. I can feel it, it burns inside. Take away the pain, we can go insane. Trust me, I won't let you down. I won't let you down. Yeah, I won't let you down. 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 I won't let you down.
Hello. You cannot hear me. Yes, you can. How are we? It is Misano. It is midnight-ish. And I am ready for this. Just cut straight to the chase. G'day, Franco. How are we, mate?
G'day, Malik, and to everyone out there. Looking forward to this absolute mad qualifying session we're going to have for the Midnight at Misano 8-hour Enduro.
Our first ever qualifying at night time and event at night time solely.
So surely the tagline for this event is racers doing their best work in the dark. Is that correct?
Possibly. I'm just going to add a bit of rain in there and we are absolutely sorted. And rip everyone's CPU or GPU. Whatever comes first.
Well, that's it.
Who's doing some donuts in the pit lane there? Let's investigate. Looks like we have every team rocked up. I will confirm. No, we're missing, I think, 2 teams. But that's all right. 45 teams out there tonight. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
It's a good thing it's a bit of a split qualifying because 45 cars out there at the one time trying to put in laps would lead to some interesting situations, I would assume.
It's fine for me because I'm not out there.
I think the real estate for track would be more expensive than real estate in Sydney. Trying to get a good lap in.
Oh, there's pretty worse tracks. Where were we at last time? Paul Ricard was fine. If it was Brands Hatch, for example,
Oof.
anything with 45 cars on it, it's not even fun in the race. But it looks absolutely a spectacle out there. I love this game at night time. I just hope we do have a tiny little bit of rain for the race just to show off night racing in the wet. And this game is just absolute beautiful. Thank you very much there, Dan Murphy, the $50. Nyum! First up, we have the AM class. You know the drill, everybody. 20-minute sessions for each class. Quick little break, and then top 10 shootout for the 10 best teams dancing around qualifying. Do you have any predictions, Franco?
No, not really. Looking forward to seeing, obviously your usual suspects will definitely be up there. Your likes of your Houligans, Makitas, so on and so forth. They're usually pretty competitive, but some of the Pro-Ams, I mean, it's not a heavily used track, Misano, so I'm expecting probably a few surprises sneaking into the shootout tonight.
Really? I am expecting this to be one of the closest qualifyings we'll ever see. Just watching the practice, there was 100 separating the teams out there, but very excited. Welcome to introducing Ryan Green to the commentary box. How are we, mate?
Good evening, fellas.
How's your thoughts for Misano?
It's a bike track with cars on it.
That's all we want. That's all we need.
I can say about it. It's just tricky, and it'll be tricky for 8 hours. So
I think
how they can go tonight.
We should throw a safety bike out there. I've just turned up greeny, so it should be all good. Yeah, I'm actually a massive fan of this track. I never used to be to start with, but it's grown on me. Much like a rash.
Yeah, I think the main thing is we've not been long here in the split round, sprint series. Apologies. So a lot of the drivers will be familiar with their break points in the dark, so that'll be good. I think coming in purely cold, not racing in the dark here, would probably catch out a few drivers.
Hopefully it catches out this driver. Is it Nolty? What's wrong?
Can we just get a sneaky screen share, please, Malik?
Oh, it's dropped. Is it McNulty in the car? I am not sure. I think it's Joe Williams, to be honest. Looking at the dash.
Yeah.
WIL.
I think it is Joe.
Bender again, letting everyone down.
Well, if it was raining, he'd probably be out there.
Hopefully, when I do pass away, Bender can let me put my coffin into the ground, so he can let me down one more time. The old saying. No, he wouldn't rock up unless it was raining.
So, just asking our new commentary member. Ryan, how have you found your practice for this event over the last couple of weeks? You've dialed in, or still finding a few challenges?
Long and strenuous. Just hard to get consistent. The biggest key is just consistency over these long races, and just getting those consistent laps on such a weird track with all the cutting and curbs that throw you one way, camber that throws you the other. It's it's hard to get that long practice in, but we're feeling pretty dialed in for this weekend.
What are you driving this weekend, mate?
We're the only team in the Honda. Proud to say.
Well, that'll be easy to spot.
Yeah, that'll be
You've done yourself well there.
Basically, everyone's going for everyone other than the Bentleys. There's 16 out there this weekend.
Wow, that's a pretty big endorsement for the Bentleys at this track. Obviously, the BOP gods have been kind to them.
Oh, it's just a glorious car.
I've seen, saw in the split series that literally any make, you've got the almost reverse version of the Bentley, which in the Porsche was very competitive in the right hand.
Oh, there's a lot of cars here that have a chance at the podium. It's just putting it in the hands of the drivers that are at the top echelon. They will extract that little bit more out of the Bentley, but in saying that, there's a couple of really competitive teams and other cars here. There's a Lamborghini team to keep an eye out on. I think there's a McLaren team. What was the other one? Maybe it was Audi? Someone said, what's the odds of an all Bentley top 10 shootout? I would say...
Slim to none.
Slim to none.
Fortunately for the other cars for this track, it is pretty generous over other tracks with BOP, so although the Bentleys are just stupidly powerful, the other cars can compete with the right drivers and the right strategy.
Oh, exactly. Next season in the sprint series, the way we've done the circuits is to balance it out with what's strong on each track. So it doesn't matter what car you're in, it's going to be relatively competitive for the whole series. Bar probably about 2 or 3 cars, but yeah, you can't polish your turd, you can only roll it in glitter. As Lockhart Brownlee, Joe Williams takes P1 at the moment with 34.7. Nice and close early on. Franco?
Yeah, good for the boys. Partnered some of their drivers at Paul Ricard last time. So got a little bit of a soft spot for this team. So just going on about this track, there's a couple of things. Obviously, number one, as Granny pointed out, it is more of a bike circuit, but it means that you can defend here. So even if you feel like you aren't as strong as, say, maybe a Bentley, you can defend it if you hold your lines, you block your corner entries and exits. It's very easily defendable. There's not a huge massive straight where you can get slipstream, and the corners, as Greeny said, pretty tricky. So
especially this section.
Yeah, exactly. Also, sort of the last sector as well, we saw at the sprint series, there was a lot of accidents of people having different braking points and just collecting guys in front of them. And the other point is track limits for this track. An 8-hour race with 4 corner cuts. Don't think there's going to be many that won't get, or it won't exhaust all those warnings.
Oh, I think that's pretty stock standard for most endurance races these days, especially in this game. Paul Ricard was really no different. As long as everyone's in the same boat, which they are, and most people are in the boat, Magic's 133.6 just quietly. He's not here to put shoes on caterpillars.
No, he's second up, and guess what he's driving?
The boat. He's making his debut for our special events as we head over to Glenn Germain, one of our rookie series drivers. He's also in the Bentley. Will we see a Pro-Am team sneak into the top 10 shootout? What do you reckon?
There's always one.
Hasn't been lately, though. Hasn't been lately.
I thought there was... Oh, no. Sorry, you're right. Paul Ricard, we didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this track lends it to it. There'll be some team, based on the overall performance that will warrant a Pro-Am, but they'll have a pro driver in their squad. Sure.
I find with this track, you're in or you're in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, The ones that know this circuit very well really do come out to play. But if you're kind of only half know, you get caught out about 5, 6 tenths pretty quickly. Especially through Sector 1. The whole key to Misano is just abusing it. Absolutely abusing it. Disregard track limits. What can you get away with? As Glenn sets a time. And that, as Ryan was saying before, about consistency. I'm quite sure.
There is a certain wall you climb with this track where all of a sudden you've just jumped up 5 tenths. Doesn't really feel like it, just feels it just clicks, like with the track cuts, and especially how flowy setting up the next corner and the next corner and the next corner is just, you know, once you nail that down, all of a sudden your delta's dropping pretty drastically, and yeah, that can be the difference.
I haven't really heard much about what people are saying about the tyres for a stint here at night time. I hear there's a little bit of a drop off, but is anyone in chat gonna let us know how the tyres have been feeling over a 70-minute stint?
I can say the left rear is crying for help by the end of it.
Beautiful. So we want to hear. We want people struggling. There's the $5 there as well, JC. Also, Tommy, $5. Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone in chat except Scout. That's from Franco. That's from Franco. He told me to say it.
I didn't even have to pay you money. That's how much you wanted to do it.
We're just in tune. So, Ryan, how many Alpha teams do you have competing this weekend?
We have 4 on debut this weekend.
Beautiful. Love to see it.
Just kind of came out of nowhere, which is good. Obviously we had 2 teams, and then yeah, the interest kept growing. And all of a sudden we had 3, 4. So it's been good.
Has anyone stood out for you in your teams?
Well, Min Nguyen's a bit of a freak, but we all know that. But Dan Sedner, he's shown remarkable pace and consistency, and just the effort he's put in outside with setting up the car and analysing data and just helping the team out across the board has been really great from him. We've been really impressed.
Pay rise is what you're saying.
Yeah, I wish. No, I did one.
So
Frank, I keep asking for one as well, but
it's hard. It's hard to get a pay rise when your base multiplier is 0, and you're only dealing in multiples of the base rate. Isn't that right, Malik?
That's very true. Hard to deny that.
I'll tell you.
Howard. Bakita's struggling.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's overdue. Needs to do that last to first challenge in the Enduro. Tell you what this night race has done. If you have botched your livery, no one's really going to know.
I will know. I'll find it. Don't you worry about that. This one is very Phoenix Suns, and I am a huge fan.
You would be all about this one, wouldn't you?
I am all about this one.
Great promotion for this car, just for the livery.
It's just
Phoenix Suns.
This car is guaranteed to finish P1 in class, not because of anywhere it finishes on track, just because Malik will edit the results file.
Yeah, this is a big tick. This is how you make a livery. Normally with the writing you can change it, so say the Richard Mills, it's actually white, but that could be my mistake. This was a late submission. Biased. I wouldn't be biased, Scope, but this is easily the best livery. Don't talk about. Has anyone else had some standout liveries that they've seen so far for this event leading into?
Can we have a look at the one that's in the picture at the moment, Malik?
We certainly can. And Matthew Miller on the Rapid Binners 1. As soon as I find my mouse.
What have we got? The black, blue, and green. Thought, just looking at the picture, it looked like the old HKS livery that you used to see in all the Gran Turismo games back in the day on the Skylines. But they've gone with the green rather than the purple.
Oh, yep. I see what you mean. That livery template's very popular. I'd love it if ACC had a few more templates, as Matty Miller says, I'm done for that stint.
Well, who knows what they got announced we'll plan for announcement tonight.
Yes.
Hopefully it's not a mobile game. I'd take liveries over a mobile game, but
If
you know.
the announcement is what I said was rumoured a few weeks ago, I will be so smug. You have no
Well,
idea.
I've seen a clip of something. And someone asked about DLC content, and that's something they're going to touch on. And there is DLC going to be coming,
Yeah.
but when and what that is, well, that's
No
been
idea.
an open point of discussion. So what's that, in 2 hours' time? They got to go live for that.
Yeah, it's already been announced that there's a mobile ACC game coming. That's
But
been
isn't
well
that done
known.
separately, not by actual kernels?
Probably yes. A lot of these companies farm out the mobile development to third parties
Yep.
nearly all of the time.
No, I think this would be more ACC
Yeah,
game related, not mobile related. But
yeah. I think it
let's
think-
what to see.
will be DLC related from the rumours I'm seeing.
Rumors, it'll be an OnlyFans account.
Well, hasn't it been a week for them?
Well, they've done a backflip.
Yeah, I know. It's the faster backflip than New Coke.
Well, I don't want to get political there with OnlyFans, but isn't that like your whole fan base? Isn't that where people go for that thing?
Yeah.
Like, it's like going to a juice bar and you don't use vegetables. Doesn't really make much sense. Especially Cam Farm's OnlyFans. It's a hot commodity.
Yeah, I'd be pretty disappointed if I went to a cafe and they told me they didn't serve coffee.
Yep.
Well, it might be an internet cafe.
Then they didn't have internet. It's like going to Brands Hatch and... No, I can't even say it. OnlyFans is usually like, cancelling all racing. Pretty much. It just...
It'd be like we're going to FPSs now.
Yeah. All I ask is get it off Twitch. Get it off Twitch. Get it on OnlyFans, but get it off Twitch. Someone's wanting the M4 for... that would be great. Oh, if we start getting me rambling on about what I'd love to see in the game.
Are we talking the M4 Abrams tank, or are we talking a car?
We've got the tank here. It's a Bentley.
Because I would love to see a tank in ACC.
I mean, looking out the windscreen of the Bentley. You'd mistake, yeah, it is.
There
You'd
it is.
mistake it for a tank.
Yeah, but imagine if it had live rounds though.
I know what I'd be shitting. Starts with P. Ends with Orsh.
Like it needs another buff with live rounds.
Anyway, we're just winding down. What have we got? Another 5 minutes left to go in qualifying for the AMs, who are going pretty competitively at the moment. It's, Makita in chat says AM class doing 33, so exactly mucking about in this highly competitive AM class.
Well, Josh Margic, I think that's how you pronounce it, is new, so he's on debut here. Obviously the standout driver for that team. Lockhart Brownlee's on debut, he's currently P3, 7/10 back. Dale Lawson in maybe the sole BMW. No, I take that back.
That would be one of the other Alpha Venturi teams in the BMW.
That's it. So 616 is in the BMW. And Mr. Lawson. She's very blue. Could this possibly be mobile blue flags? If so, they've nailed the livery.
Yeah, look, you don't get much more blue than that one.
Yeah, I like the fact they've owned their team name.
Yep.
And they're not shying away.
That's going to stand out on track, even at night time.
I was hoping, wasn't there a yellow flag team? Maybe Dan O'Donnell on that. Oh, I can't remember who it was.
It was the double yellows.
That's it.
That was yeah, that was another hard one to miss. See it down the other end of Mistral.
Very true. I needed one now that's based around red flags, which we may see this weekend if there's a thunderstorm. Nah, just joking. We wouldn't see a red flag.
Nah, just let him go.
Just let him go. I have actually done it a thunderstorm race here.
Flooded, let's go.
I was a safety car. I spun the safety car before it was cool to do. But I didn't feel bad because about 4 or 5 other cars behind me did the same thing.
See Lawson, just about matching his best time, so not much of an improvement. Still in P6, the AMs.
Did anyone go for the all hot pink livery? I'm not sure. What we can do is we can give it this one. I have too many keyboard and mice on this desk. It's very green. Especially at the front there. No pink. Very disappointing from this whole entire grid, to be honest.
Just a little flash of pink earlier on, but it was black and pink.
Black and pink Audi.
That's
Purple. Is that a pink?
Pink
Purple?
wheels though.
Oh, McCain, that's a very disappointing livery. Nah, it's fine. It gets a pass from me. Interesting mix of cars there. Right, so we've got 2 minutes left in AM qualifying. Josh Margic in the 152. I think it's one of the big Mania teams. Izzy Bentley.
Hey, what the group behind him is pretty competitive. 3 tenths between 2 and 4.
Love to see it. 5 tenths between 2 and 5.
Yes. So we always say it's you qualifying is somewhat important in this enduro, but it is no means indication of the team as a whole is going to go. We've seen teams qualify a second, 2 seconds in front of everybody else in their class, but not just them that's got to drive the vehicle.
That's right. I find liveries you don't get to see it if you're driving, really. That's, yeah. Does it really matter? Obviously looking back on replay and taking some nice photos looks good, but you don't see it during the maybe there needs some customization for inside the car, something different as Margie goes to 33.5, another 10th faster, if you don't mind. What's it going to change? Fuck. That's right, this thing.
Do appreciate the mood lighting you get with the black light while you're in the car.
Yes, some people forgot or didn't realise that was in the game. The old endurance light. I think you can turn it off.
It's part of the aux lights. Is it
No.
linked up to that? If you
No.
don't have that turned on, it's not on in the car.
No, it's actually, it's endurance light, as it's called. But you've got to turn it off in the car, Jason, rather than just in game.
Archie reckons he's still got more time. He's half a second up on pole. Time just running out, so he was up 2 tenths, but he lost it all at the hairpin, so I think he's going to improve by much.
I wonder where that's going to put him in the whole scheme of things, of these 7 cars out there. That's quite competitive, 33.5.
Well, he's just made 2 tenths, so obviously a bit scrappy on his sector 3 last time round. He's up a tenth, so yep, might get in the 33.4s.
Beautiful, yes. 3 tenths. 33.2. I think someone's tanked classification.
That's very respectful.
That's very good. Very good. Not very bad, not very shit.
There we go. That's just about Miller still out on the track as well as Germain. As we see lights coming through on the front straight now.
This keyboard's about to go flat, which is fucking great. There we go. So 33.3 there by Margic. Miller just 8 tenths back. P2 still out on track. Currently down 2 tenths. And has pulled the pin anyway. That's qualifying done for AM.
Yeah, Magic pronounced magic apparently.
Majike, that's the new one. This is pronounced magic, is it?
Yeah, that's good in the chat.
Well, it was very magical out there.
Certainly was.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan. Pleasure to have you there.
No worries.
We'll chat to you tomorrow.
I should be in the box at some point tomorrow.
Sounds good, mate.
On the evening. No worries, catch you around.
Have a good one. Now, Pro-Am. This is when things really do heat up. Well, will we see a team actually beat that AM time? I'm not sure.
I think we will. It's usually a very competitive class, this one.
Who's out there? Right. Quite a few teams in the Pro-Am class. This will be one of the busier grids. Similar-ish numbers for Pro and Pro-Am. I think Pro-Am's one more team.
And this is where track real estate will become a bit of a premium. I mean, you've got 20 minutes. I don't know why you need to go out at the same time as literally every other car.
Yeah, this is one of our longer qualifying. Here is the Soul Honda that Ryan was mentioning. Miles. Like in it. Oh, geez, how do you say that last name without mucking it up?
What have we got?
Lisanil.
I'll take your word for it, because I'll probably offend somebody or
Oh,
someone.
well, that's part of the job, mate. Part of the job, offending. G'day, Anthony. How are we, mate? Welcome to the commentary box. It's...
Or not.
No, not. False alarm. Just jump in when your mic's sorted, sir. Right, laps are kicking off right now. I'll change that over.
Look at this this livery for the Honda, which I don't mind.
You don't mind?
No, if the colours are what I think it is, with the it's like purple, gold, and white. Is that?
It's actually quite hard to distinguish some of these colours in the dark.
Alright, mate, can you guys hear me now?
G'day, Anthony. How are we? Yes.
Yeah, good, mate. Sorry, mate. I had my mic on mute.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That happens to the best of us.
Yeah, no, pleasure to be here, mate.
What's your thoughts on Misano? One of your favourites or not so much?
Mate, I actually love this track. It's one of my favourites. I think it's a bit of a mixed bag from what I hear from other people, but for me personally, I've had a lot of fun on this track.
Yeah, it's either love or hate,
Yeah,
but I feel that results driven, maybe. A lot of people that struggle with probably times just don't really like the tracks after that.
yeah. I mean, I'm an AM driver, so I'm always at the back anyway. So, but for me, it's just the track layout. I seem to like the flow of it. Me personally, I enjoy it.
It's a little bit different than the other circuits.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first tracks I did when I joined OOR, so
Oh, there you go.
probably got a special place in my heart there.
I'm actually trying to think now, what was the first track we did a race on? That's a bit of a...
In ACC or
Yeah.
OR in general?
No, ACC. I know the official one for OR in general, but not for ACC. 34.6 as we kick things off here. Anyone in chat know?
It's not a bad start from the Honda. And there we go, Suzuki into the 34s, and now the times are coming down now. Big Nada, also in the low 34s.
Kovacs have an armada of cars out there this weekend. 5 cars, 5 Bentleys. They're usually in the Ferrari, aren't they?
Yeah, this is a public announcement. Go and get vaccinated if you haven't.
Yes, go and do it. I'll be back and I'm just going to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
I'm
finally
already
got my
vaccinated.
first jab during the week, so
Nice. How'd you feel afterwards?
yeah. The first jab is generally pretty good for the fizzer. It's the second jab that apparently knocks you around a bit.
I was actually the opposite. I've got the Pfizer, but I've had both. First one it made me sleep for 24 hours. Kind of didn't mind that actually.
Unfortunately, didn't have that option. Now that is a pineapple looking Fezzer. Oh, sorry, Lambo.
That it is.
That's a pineapple,
That's a grid penalty.
That's a shot at you, mate. That is a direct challenge.
I think it is, yeah. That's intentional,
Look, I'll let him pass. The green. Pinata 133.4. Hello, how's your father? He is not here to stuff about. Was that faster than the last time we saw with Magic?
No, I think he got the 33 threes.
So there's 2 times that are really pushing for the shootout. What is the cutoff going to be though? That's going to be interesting.
I don't know. I think
Because we're going to see 32s.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be something you can base off the last time we were out here, because I think people put in a lot more practice and a lot more time into their car setups, so I think there'll be a little bit of improvement across the board.
Oh, for sure. And colder weather, the cooler track, it should be faster times, as long as you get those tyre temps up to the right operating window. Glenn Hamer, 351, very close there in P2. We're going to stay on board here with Pinata. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I'm pronouncing it from the rest of days. Thank you very much for the donation there, sirs. If you are a speech pathologist in chat, please let us know how you would pronounce some of these names, and if you don't know, just have a guess. Hamer. That's pretty pronounced David. But thanks, JC. Thanks, Daniel O'Donnell. Scope is saying the cutoff should be 32.8. Very precise there. Maybe get down to the 3/10ths, please, mate. Or sorry, the thousandths. A lot of cars straight up can't get the performance anxiety. I think it's going to be very, very close. As you can see already with Pro-Am qualifying, between P1 and P6 is just 3/10ths. That's what you love to see.
Still very early days in this qualifying session.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to call it early.
Yeah, it's called. They're not beating the times from now. That's it.
We'll call a safety car. Pete just saying, if it crash into Pinata, does a bunch of chocolate spill out? No, a bunch of pineapples spill out. No, actually, that's if you crash into Suzuki. Nice car, that 445. Sounds a little biased, but yes, you're correct. It's the old gold. The lights don't quite do some of these liveries justice, but as Franco was saying, if you've done a poor livery, it also actually helps you. It doesn't look as bad. But we will find you.
The darkness is the great leveler.
33.1. There's our fastest time of the night so far.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to see in the night time, but hopefully there's a car in this game.
Oh, it's brilliant. I was just saying earlier on that I'd love to see a little bit of rain during the race, just to showcase how good this game does look in the wet.
Absolutely, love it.
Also because I want to see Scope crash, because apparently his VR doesn't like it. Excuses, mate.
I gave up on VR in this game.
Yeah, same. I did one race and it crashed during qualifying, so
Yeah.
I didn't quite make it to the race with it. Then someone's mic. I'll just give Dan some more, Anthony some more decibels. There we go. Right, so who else can we find further down? There's an Audi. I think Reed's a little bit further back.
And that's a cut, so you can see the numbers are going red, so it's going to have to tootle around and go again. So one thing I do love about ACC versus, say, your Formula 1 You can, in your qualifying session, you can just go out there and just pump out laps, and you're not worried about, you know, scrubbing too much of the tyre. You can sort of get into a rhythm, which for me is key, because I am never quick out of the gate. You know, inching towards that 132.
Now what's he now? 33.1. Ferguson's just pushed himself up to P2 before. Charlie Clark now P3. It's just like that. Hamer 351 down to P6 as Jack Tunks. Nope. I don't know if I just saw that, but they switched around twice. Blitz 1 second back, but 15th. That's how tight this qualifying session is.
Just about to say that. That's amazing to see that.
Love it. It's one of the other Alpha Venturi cars, the 717 car. This is Riley. MG Preacher. I think he's known as on Twitch. 8/10ths back. See, lots of places to gain here. Obviously, it's an 8-hour race, so whilst grid position is important, it's not that important. As long as you're not 20 spots off where you should be, because then issues present themselves in the race when you've got a little bit more pace than those around you.
Do we know how many drivers are going to be in the race?
All up across all the teams.
Across all the teams, yeah.
I think there was 130,
Oh, wow.
125 maybe.
That's awesome.
What was that event we had to drop a team out? Was it Paul Ricard? We had to drop a team out at the end.
Yeah, I think because of the way the grid boxes work, we had to have a spare slot to move people out.
How did you decide that?
Nah, the late entry was the last one to join. Had to,
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
we had to make a decision, and that was it. They were actually a late in because the team dropped out, so they were a replacement team.
Okay.
So it's like, yep, you can join. Actually, no, you can't. So I felt terrible, but only way to get the event going. It's still if you got a max grid of 50 that the server allows, you can only run 49, because if it's a team event, when someone joins a server, it creates a 51st or a 50th entry, and then it fills up, like there's no spare.
Yeah.
So we actually cap it at 49 for the tracks that have 50 boxes.
It's kudos to Tings.
Kunos Tings.
So what about you, Mullock? Are you having a race?
Nah, I'm too busy.
Too busy.
Whoa, Riley! Snappity snap! How did he not bin that?
Oh.
Miles is currently up. Oh, he was up.
Interesting, the Venturi team. They're running different cars. Normally these multi-team entries, they usually all run the same car, but they're obviously letting the drivers of each team decide what they want to run.
I like it. That's a bit of diversity across the grid. Like Odyssey is one of those teams we're talking about. They always like to run the same car. Except last event they did have a GT4 entry with Braden Ross.
Oh, I just see it get out of shape there on the curbs going into the first corner.
Oh, Pinata's so close to that illustrious 32.
Tell you what, they're taking a lot of liberties with that
You gotta.
at that exit. That's going to catch a few people out when they start getting really aggressive.
Well, that's wide. That may be invalidated.
That might be a bit of a sider now.
Alright, let's find someone else who's on a hot lap. Let's go with Ferguson, currently up 1/10. I wish it had the leaderboard on the left-hand side where all the times, but it still showed the delta. Does my head in. So if I do that, you only get a little snapshot of the whole grid. But this is 2/10. Ferguson's been a big improver in recent times. Oh, he's found a lot. Oh, I thought he did. Quite deceiving.
although the last corner's been kind to him. He'll get close, but not quite towards the front end of that grid, but I think that might just put him under the...
It's the second fastest we've had
Yeah.
tonight so far. 33 flat in the 33.264. The 2 times the beat at the moment. The Pro-Am class. Got about 4 minutes to go. Oh. You really want to push these chicanes, these corners. But geez, you don't want to get it too wrong because that could be disastrous. I'm surprised we don't see more people bin it through there. Just unloading that suspension. Look at those gaps between P4 and P6. Actually P4 and P7. 600ths. Only one Bentley though, Franco.
Only one Bentley. That is a bit of a shock. Matthew doing the job in the Fezzer at the moment, so he's a chance to get himself into the shootout. If he maybe just dip into the 28s.
28s? If it is a 28, mate, I think he may win.
32s. Apologies, 32s.
Now you've just got to let everyone down now. He's not getting anywhere near 28.
Wow. I mean, surely the pros are doing 28s.
No, you never know.
Oh, Reed's on a bit of a good lap at the moment. 4/10 up already.
Yeah, Celsius Autosport have been in the pro classes a couple of events. Oh, he's pushing it. So I think there's a lot more time up the sleeve here, as you can see in that Delta. It is not the COVID variant, it's the Audi variant, and it's going to be putting up to P12. And that's done.
That's a nice improvement. Be happy with that.
Speaking of improvements, Clark is having a look at P1 here for the Pro-Am class. It's going to move to P2. So close, 33.1. Stay on board with Charles. Just a lot of time heading into turn 2 there.
Got this lap, probably one more to put it all together.
That corner does my head in. Especially if you've got an understeery car. Not patient enough.
See him use all of the...
oh, look at the time there!
Almost the 10th, but he's lost it all on the exit, so obviously didn't get the traction he needed, but he's not far away.
Well, you saw in turn 2, he lost 2/10. He's going to lose 2/10 there at least. A bit loose, loosey-goosey.
Yeah, just had to counter steer that, so as soon as you do that you will lose drive, but you will have an opportunity in another lap, so still every chance, Clark, here to steal from the man who's basically had that number 1 spot for 19.5 minutes.
Another one, the Bentley boat gang. A lot of time in this lap from Mark Bushell. Gets into the back straight. Bentley loves it down here. Oh, a little bit of grass perhaps there. Jim's mowing.
Goes wide through the last part of that complex there, but still making a bucket of time.
Loose again on exit. Oh, no. No, invalidated.
He's going to get one more chance though.
Come on, Mark, you can do it. Top 10. Can be done. Last chance. Yellow flag. Don't know who that was. It's Pinata's up a 10th. I want to see a 32 here in the Pro-Ams. Come on. If you're wondering how our class system works, we do have a classification week, the week prior to these events, where every driver heads to our classification server and sets the best lap they can. They get 20 valid laps worth of attempts. We average those times out together with the rest of the team, and your club ranked overall. So you might have a couple of drivers that are a bit quicker than others, but your overall time is going to be averaged out. So that's why I see some of these teams with a lot faster times than their class represents. But it balances out during the race. Pinata, where's he found enough time here to get into the 32s? Not quite. Clark goes quickest with a 32.8. Where did that come from?
Clark absolutely nailing his last lap.
Wow.
Absolute scenes. Out of the bag and up to P1. Get in there, McLaren. Oh,
Absolutely ecstatic in that voice chat right now to steal it at the death.
Yeah, absolutely stoked for sure.
it's pressure
You know,
lap.
Is that going to be enough to get into the top 10?
Jamie Sachs has found a bit of time. A lot of time. 4/10. That should put him up to the top 10. P9. So a couple of last lap McLarens. Sticking up into that top 10. So fastest time's been a 32.8 by Charles Clark in the 219 car. That's one of the Odyssey teams. Maximum pace racing was P2 with the 33 flats. And car 4, Adrian Ferguson, was in 33.2. Some baller times there. But now for the big boys and girls, the pro grouping. We'll just update that little thingy.
Tell you what, Malik, there'll be a few teams that thought for sure they could easily get into the shootout. Will be just questioning themselves a little bit now, knowing they're going to have to put a decent lap out there to guarantee it with 32.8 being the benchmark of the Pro-Am, so these guys will not be able to muck around.
I think that's going to be very close to the cut. That was the cut-off that Scott actually mentioned in chat.
Yeah, don't give Scone any credit.
So who do we think for poll in chat? Put the number of the team in the chat box, or the name of the team, or whatever you like. It's got 787 out there, 919, 191.
At this kind of level, how could you possibly pick somebody? You know, the skill level is so awesome in this game.
Oh, it is. It's going to be hard to not be one of the Bentleys in this split, in this little grouping. There's some very fast drivers in the Bentley in this pro class. But taking nothing away, you got Brian Isvada in P50. You've got Kai Rudin in 245 Audi. You've got Paquita, who's kicking about in the Lamborghini, I think. Was it the Lamborghini they're driving? Something different this event.
If we know anything over every Enduro that we've run, the class will come through in this qualifying, but when it comes to shootout, it is absolutely up to anyone in that top 10.
Oh, 100%. Also, thanks, Anthony. We've got now Alex Bowen joining the commentary box for the pros. Much thanks, Anthony. I will chat to you later on, mate. Been a pleasure. No, anytime, mate. How are we, Mr. Bowen?
I am good. How are we?
Oh, always fantastic hearing your voice, mate.
Yes, it's always nice to be back in the commentary booth.
Did see Franco didn't say it was nice to hear mine, did he?
No. Never.
It's fine, Alex. I know when I'm not loved. Anyway. How are you, buddy? You well?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. It's a track that I like, so yeah, hopefully we can see some good action over the next 24 hours.
Who's qualifying for your team?
We've got Zachary Smith in for our team.
He's no slouch.
Oh, definitely no slouch. He can put together a good time when he needs to. Was actually thinking about whether I should jump in, but but I think he's probably the more reliable driver in qualifying.
What type of time are you expecting from young Zachary?
I reckon a low 32 is probably his target. If he can get into the 31s, even better. But low 32s.
Oh, if I see 31, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I mean, is Andy O'Hara doing quali?
Yeah. So there's the
Then you-
first time on the board, 32.9.
Sorry to cut in, but Bakita's just already started with a 32.9.
Just rude. And Smitty's on the board now as well.
Not too far back. About a 33.2, 33.3.
Back in the illustrious Bentley is Andy O'Hara. We all remember the lap of the gods around Mount Panorama. Last lap was a 33.8, but it was invalidated.
If you want to see a 31, I reckon Mr. Andy O'Hara is probably the guy to do it.
I have seen a 31 of his. Whether it'll be done here on this server is another thing, but who knows?
Who is Andy O riding with this weekend? Just an FYI.
Jesus. He's with... That's a good question. If I can find the buttons.
Here we go. Let's see.
Baldwin and Floyd.
Well, that is a very competitive team.
Very, very fast. Lot of drivers in that one.
A lot of experience and a lot of pace, so these guys, if they can do all the right things, they will be at the pointy end come the last 20 minutes.
This lap looks disgusting. 32.4, fastest time of the night already. 14 minutes left in qualifying 3. Andy O'Hara as Zach Smith moves to P2. Sanika's P3.
P3.
She's on for young and old here.
Either running the Lambo tonight, was running the Porsche in the Sprint Series, so...
I mean, the Lambo's actually quite alright, this truck. I found when I was in it in the Sprint Series. But yeah, you just got to handle the might of the mighty Huracan.
Another one in the Hurricane is Adfar. Also, forgot to mention Mia Rose is another big chance here, the 130 Bentley team. Got other names you might not have known. Judith Sen, he's up the top there. Paul Britz, he's in the Ferrari. So this is going to be awesome. The shootout is going to be intense, as it always is. Brian's up a 10th at the moment, 2 tenths.
Unfortunately, he's got an invalidated lap, so he's probably looking to see what his pace is, but he'll have to go again to get a legit time down. See what his time is when he crosses the line.
No, he just compromised the entry to that corner to get a good exit to set himself up for this next lap.
Fighting the Lamborghini into turn 1 through turn 2. He's about a 10th up. That's pretty good.
Andy, stop it.
Oh, he's getting close.
32 flat.
Well, an absolute gauntlet the size of Ayers Rock has been thrown down to the rest of the field tonight.
Oh yeah, the Bentley's just absolutely ridiculous at this track.
This is a solid lap so far. Next best from Andy is the 32.5. That's by Zachary Smith.
So you need to keep a watch on the top 10 and what their time is, and whether or not we'll see someone from the Pro-Ams sneak their way into the shootout.
I reckon it would be quite tight, but you may see the 219 car move into the shootout. 32.8, that's a very respectable time.
Currently, it is the 5th fastest time of tonight. We have four drivers to beat it so far in this split. I think we're going to see a 5th one here. Hooked up lap. Little bit sloppy out of that last corner, but it'll move him up to P9. 1 second off 33-1, not quite. But still, 11 minutes to go. And you can see already massive gains to first couple of corners.
Yeah, it's always easy to find or lose time in those first couple of corners.
It looked like he was sort of sliding the car through the corners, whereas and now on the Bentley, who just before that, it was obviously a lot more planned, a lot more pointed. So,
right on the limit. Right on the limit of grip there was Sen.
In the Porsche, going to put that into the pits and go again.
Yeah, good to see Porsche out there. There's 2 competing this weekend. This bloody mouse dies. So, the Sneakers brothers are on the same team this event in their beloved Bentley, racing for Kovacs, racing purple.
Will it be tears of joy or tears of sadness and a breakup between the brothers?
Well, they don't live too far away from each other, so maybe they'll punch on. I don't know. Why not? Maybe they punch on when they're going well.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's always nice to see more driver pairings of the brothers.
That's right. It's fantastic. Need a father and son team now.
We're not far away from that, to be brutal. Well, the drivers out there do have children of their own. Obviously, not doing their parental duties if they aren't trying to get them into the sim racing.
Of us drivers also have parents of our own.
Shout out to all the mums.
Shout out to all the mums as Farhad Gafour moves up to P6, the 619 car. Bentley, unsurprisingly. Let's go Regan Herbert.
5 of the 6 cars in the top 6 are Bentleys.
It's always going to happen. The top drivers have picked that car, so they're going to extract a lot out of it. Pro-Am had, I think, 4 cars, but only about 1 or 2, maybe top 10. Goodbye, Porcupine. This is Regan Herbert, is my boy. Oh, he's a good one. Very nice kid.
And Herbert's just lost time with the last couple of corners.
Just feeling the pressure from his dad. He's got a set of 32 or no food for a week. I'm not sure if they live together, but we'll go with that scenario.
Well, he's obviously going to try and maybe just alter some settings, or get some fresh boots and go again. Meanwhile, person who
3/10 up.
had pole for about 2 laps, and then she had it taken away by Andy O'Hara.
She knows how to drive.
Yes, she does.
Knows how to win here. Just correct that steering a little bit. Tell she's obviously pushing.
Yeah, she's using as much of the curve as she possibly can.
Beautiful. Beautiful to the last corner. 4/10 up to P number 2. It's a
Very nice
Lamborghini. Very hooked up, 32.5. So let's look at the cutoff. Gafour has done a 32.8. Currently P, I say 8. Someone else has just moved up.
Yeah, I think it was
Hobbs? Perhaps.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Hobbs is loving this Bentley. Been watching him in a couple of practices.
I mean, who doesn't love a good Bentley?
I remember when I first used to use it, everyone used to give it shit. I remember them days, I don't forget.
Still one of my favourite cars in this game.
Beautiful, says Madison.
You've got to say the lap that Andy O put at Bathurst probably changed nearly everybody's opinion of this car.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Rose on a flyer at the moment, 2/10 at the currently doing a 32.6. Thanks for the subscription there, Javier of Wiley. There's a lot of time in this lap.
How nerve-wracking it's got to be for Clark as you're watching the times come in and available slots that you have to stay in the shootout get less and less.
He is going to move up to P3 here, just behind Bakita on the leaderboard, but still very, very nice time.
I think if you were to screenshot that top 3, I don't think many would be surprised those would be the names you would see.
Alright, what else is we gonna get here? Another debutant team in the Ferrari this week. This is Ken Hire, doing a 32.9. So the top 11 are into the 32s. What was the second best time in Pro-Am?
That was a 33 flat.
Yeah.
33 flat. So if you do a 33, you will not be in the shootout. I think Scott's going to be awfully close to the cutoff here of 32.8.
It just goes to show some of the speed of these drivers. It's breathtaking.
Oh, it is. This is our only portion this session.
Yeah. Bilko in chat suggesting that Andy has put the queue in the rack, and I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to probably have another crack at getting into
He's
the 30.
back out already. As soon as
31.
you said that.
Watch him set a 31 now.
He's going to have a dip. He hasn't done all that practice just to sit in the pits the last 5. Oh, that's my F1 app. Maybe it's going to tell me that McLaren have sacked Ricardo. Jokes.
Replaced him with a more superior Aussie.
Which one?
Piastri.
Ooh, I was going to go with willpower.
Oh, you're gonna go power. He will
know.
just been pulling up the middle finger at everyone in the paddock.
Heard F Franco's available.
Yeah, I can get in the plane to Belgium. I know the track, so I'll be alright.
You've done it, yeah. We've done it a couple of times. You can take a Rouge flat. It's all good.
Can't
Alright.
crash those things. There's so much downforce on them.
Oh, exactly.
Drive him upside down.
We need a track with a tunnel, to be honest. Bring back Webber, replaced by Rossi. Malaki said superior.
Didn't Miami supposedly have a tunnel? I mean, obviously you got Monaco, but
Yeah, I was just about to say, are we forgetting Monaco exists?
Oh, hang on, Herbert might push himself into that top. No, wait, 8.6. That's
I don't know.
P9. I'm not sure. We have to look at the spreadsheet. I will be back.
We're going to have to get the abacus out, I reckon.
The old abacus.
Just ticking down the last 3 minutes, so this is the last throw of the dice, although we did see in the Pro-Ams that this is potentially where all the fast times come in. Might be a few that have just setting themselves up as Herbert now. I think that's going to do him.
You rise up by about a tenth and a half.
He needs this to potentially get himself in front of the Pro-Am.
Loses a bit of time at that final clearance. Not going to get him into the top 10.
Oh, 32.9. This is going to be mega tight for this shootout. Mega. Ulti is down P19, 1.4 seconds off. Imagine being only 1.4 seconds back, but 19. That's how... Oh, it's going to unsettle the car. That's how tight this is. Let's go back to Ken. Currently, Ken is a 32.9. Oh, trying to find the cutoff. I think I'm going to have to do this quickly. 32.877. Right, so 7.7. Oh, 8.86. So at the moment, Brian's just missing out. He's a 9.13. So the cutoff is 8.86. Conan, why aren't you doing quality? Scote's having a break, giving Justin a chance to flex. Are we going to see the Pro-Am team make it, do you think, guys?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't know because I think
Ken
is going to just do it.
Bang. So, that means that Regan is just outside. Regan's beat it 8.86 at the moment. He's going to go. No, it's just trolling me with a dildo.
Yeah, he's just starting his lap.
So this is the cutoff. So he currently he's out because 8.77 was from Pro-Am. I have to keep an eye on. I know the top guys are going quick, but we have to watch the ones around P10.
We've still got shootouts, so don't worry about seeing the guys go quick at the end of this.
Here's one going quick, Lachlan Nichols.
I think it's going to be enough. It's going to be a low 33 as he goes 33.1.
Still not shabby.
I mean, it's quicker than me.
So Herbert's done. So he's out. Herbert's out.
So Herbert is he's out. He's finishing 11th. Can
So-
Stephen Ty or Brian Izadvar? I have to concentrate how to say that.
Britt's into the pit, so that's another challenger gone.
Ty's floating.
Tell you what, is this one of the closest cut-offs we'll see?
Oh,
you
for
think?
sure. So Stephen Ty is fighting for that last spot in the shootout. The car behind him, car 50, is also pushing for it. And Kai Rudin, 245. Kai Rudin's out. So it's between Gafour. Sorry, Gafour's through. Oh, that car's gone. A little off-putting there for Stephen.
God, this is going to be
This
close.
is going to be tight.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. He's flat approaching the line.
8.86 is the time to beat. 8.86. 8.86.
He's not going to do it.
Oh, 9.49. What about the Lamborghini bonds? Oh, I hate when
No,
this shows
validated.
reports.
I think we've got
No,
one.
he's through.
made
He's
it
through.
through.
Last roll of the dice. Brian, his adfa has snuck himself in to the shootout.
Oh, hard luck for Clark. He was almost into the shootout out of the Pro-Ams.
Let's go,
On
Luke.
the last roll of the dice. It's been taken away, and it's going to be an all-pro shootout.
Yeah, so there we go. Actually, no, he gets through. So it'll be Herbert that misses out. So if it's 8.77, 8.77. Let me just check. 8.77. Now I'm wrong.
Yeah,
He does. So Gaffar was through. My bad.
I think it's going to be
That's so
tenth.
close.
Half a tenth. He's going to be short.
Imagine only being 1.1 seconds off the pace, and yet you're still in 18th.
Well, Corridon is less than a tenth away from the shootout, but he's going to start in, I think, 17th or 16th, perhaps. That shows you the pace. Yeah, he started 16th.
Yeah,
So-
16. That is just mind-boggling.
So Pinata did a 33 flat, 027. That'll put him starting in 16th. So good. So the top 10 shootout will consist of these 10 cars right here. So a couple of Lamborghinis. We've got 6 Bentleys, a Ferrari, and a McLaren.
Good to see a bit of variety in that top 10.
It's all reset now. And you've only just got to push a little bit too hard and validate your lap. And congratulations, you're starting P10. So Obviously, O'Hara's in the box seat with that almost 2/10 gap on the rest of the field, but he's just only got to slightly get it wrong into a corner. You only get one shot, remember.
And yeah, you got to really push the curbs around here, otherwise you are not going to get the timeout.
So if you're also new to how the shootout works here, we'll have a quick 10-minute break prior to the shootout where they go in reverse order from the top 10 there. So Gafford will be the first man up to do a lap. So you get one out lap, one hot lap, and that's it. If you invalidate, you've done. You move to the back of the queue, and from there, that'll set the top 10 grid for tomorrow's race. Always a lot of fun.
There's no shots, Conan. Wasn't referring to anyone in that.
That feel like a drive-by, probably.
Just telling the truth. This is where the real excitement happens, where we just see how hard guys are willing to push to nail that lap.
We were going to do this at the actual midnight, but it just wasn't possible with the server settings if you skip through. But maybe because the server does roll through with the time, what's currently 11:09, it might do it. Can you please scroll down the overall list? Yes, we certainly can. But
While you do that, I might just quickly grab a drink.
no worries. Alright, so this is qualifying 3. It won't be an overall list, it'll just be based on the classes. So 1.6 seconds back was Pete Viney. So 33.7 is not shabby at all. But down at P20, Tate 1.4 back. Got Pickford. Another one, Lamborghinis and Nichols. New one, the Porsche. Let's go to AM. So AM class. Miller Brownlee, Williams, Jermaine Lawson. And in the Pro-Am class, got the top 20 there. I see Pinata, Clark just missing out on the shootout by a Bees Whisker. We'll start 12th, I believe, for the race. Some really impressive times there in the Pro-Am class. Scroll through that. And as we just saw in the Pro class, Eddie O'Hara snags provisional pole. But we still have shootout to go. As they head out there for a little bit of a warm-up. Oh, what do you think? Thoughts about that, Mr. Bowen?
Yeah, that was very tight. One of the best qualifyings I've watched, I'd say. Yeah, just so tight at that cutoff mark. And yeah, it's good to see that there's more than just Bentleys in the top 10.
Oh, for sure. In the top 3, there's only one Bentley, so that's also a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, it was
times.
Like a Bentley, Lambo, and then McLaren.
Yep. So yeah, the cutoff was 132.826, and Charles Clark's Pro-Am team did 132.877. So 5 hundredths of making it into the good old shootout.
And he's not even starting 11th.
No, he's not even starting 11th. He'd be starting 12th. So the 10 teams we do have through to the shootout are BOP, Bentley OP, Corvette, Lambo Fan, Odyssey Racing Gold, Race Sim Prince, Roadrunner Racing, Team Happy Laps, Kovacs Racing Purple, 8 Name Co8, Aggressive Preset, and GSRE Motorsports. So it's great to see Kovacs and an Odyssey team in there.
I really hope the Aggressive Preset team is using the Aggressive Preset.
I doubt that very much. Brian is very hardcore into his setups, and I'd be very surprised if he's just going to go with the Aggressive Preset. But hey, I'm sure this will be quick with a Progressive Preset. Progressive Preset, there's a new one.
Yeah, that is a new one. Should they add that to a future future update?
Maybe they should. So you should start seeing some teams drop off the leaderboard here as we ask those that are not into the shootout to leave the server. Just makes it look nice and schmick for the broadcast. When's your first stint tomorrow, Alex?
I'll have my first stint after my stint in the commentary box tomorrow.
Beautiful.
So pretty much right after I jump out of the comms box, I'll be in the car ready to go.
So you can avoid all the early carnage. Good decision.
Yep.
Good decision. I like it.
Nah, should be good. It's a track that I really enjoy and I've had good experiences at in the past. So hopefully can keep that going. Just gotta pray that my game doesn't crash again, like at Paul Ricard.
All we can do is cross our fingers and toes, mate.
Yep, that's all you can do.
How many cars in the AM class? Yes, so there's 6 in the AM class. If I had a PC, I'd try to take part in this, but I'm stuck on an Xbox One. You just have to save up to get a PC. Obviously, you know it's not cheap, but PC is definitely the way to go if you're really into your sim racing.
And you definitely want to be spending a little bit of cash if you want to get best experience on ACC, because when you have the graphics settings turned up, in this game it looks amazing.
Looks mint. So at the moment you're watching it on this is a 3090 cranked up to the max.
Wow, that is that
32
quite a
flat.
blood
Okay.
got there. That's quite a time that Andy's done. It's only the warm up.
Calm your farm, Andy, who just said a 32 flat in the last session.
What? Yeah, is that faster than the time they did in qualifying?
Yeah, could be. There we go. So those that haven't left the server are now being removed from the server forcefully. They've been evicted from Misano. There we go. We've got 10 left. We're ready to rock and roll here for our shootout. As you can see in the background, they've been put onto trucks, and Matthew Miller has... Oh, no, he's left in a helicopter. Must have all the money. Oh, Matty Miller. Is James Baldwin driving for the 515 Bentley? Yes, that is definitely not James Baldwin. No, it's his long-lost brother, Jake Baldwin. I'll get over the broadcast one. So where is he out there? No, there's someone else driving for his team. 32 on first lap. Yeah, it's just disgusting, Hawley.
It's ridiculous how Andy can always manage to hook it up somehow.
Yeah, so that 20-minute session is pretty in the groove at the moment. Track's optimum temperatures 13 degrees out there, so it's pretty cool. Oh, sorry, it just dropped to 12 as I said that. No wind. It says it's sunny, but obviously
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, full song in the middle of the night, that makes sense.
wouldn't hurt it to have a little moon logo.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right there, Blood. James wouldn't be caught dead in anything other than the McLaren. You back, Frank? Must be getting us a drink as well, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, too late, I've already got one. Have you had dinner,
Yeah,
sir? Have you had dinner tonight yet, Alex?
Yeah, I have actually.
What did you have? Because I'm starving.
Yeah, I was like a sort of beef stew. It was quite good actually.
Did you cook it?
Nah, mum cooked it.
When's your turn to cook?
Okay, so I don't do much like home cooking like rostered on, but I am trying to do some cooking in the mornings for breakfast, try and have something a bit more sustainable than just cereal.
Yeah, nice. Cereal's alright though.
Yeah, it just depends on how often you have it.
Yeah, true. A good mix, a good balance is very important.
Yes.
As we see our first competitor for the shootout heading out there to do his outlap. It is Fahad Ghafoor in the GSR eMotorsports team. 619 car. So he'll head out and do one warm-up lap, which is this one right here. And bang, straight into the shootout. Very high pressure qualifying. That's how we're going to determine the top 10 starting times for tomorrow.
Be interesting to see where each driver lands, and it'll also be quite interesting to see if every driver manages to actually get a clean lap in.
Oh, there's always one team that unfortunately invalidate or have an incident.
It seems to happen.
Just the one.
I mean, you never want it to happen, but unfortunately it does.
Oh yeah, it's such a high pressure situation. One lap to push as hard as you can with tyres that probably aren't quite in the window.
Hello, am I back on?
You are.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Just completely lost my mic settings when I
That's
jumped
right.
out for a sec.
Shout out to Mrs. Elite Alex. Shout out Mrs. Bowen. Yeah, shout out to all mums out there. All right, let's go. Let's get this party started.
It's just before the 100-meter board into turn 1, gets it nicely in. A little bit of oversteer on the exit, but he's gotten through all right.
Tough set of corners here. Oh, just a bit loose. You want to take this flat.
Yeah, you got to be really aggressive on the curbs in that section if you want to get through there cleanly and fast. Gets it nicely turned in there. 2/10 up on whatever it's basing it off.
Yeah, this is the thing that's sort of a bit hard with the shootout. You don't really have a reference. That's who knows what it's aimed at, because I don't think it's 4/10 under 4 minutes. British like that.
So, will one of the first three out finish in the top 3 in at the end of the shootout?
Yeah, it's hard when it's an ACC thing. It's a feature. So if you set it at 10 PM for consecutive sessions, it just keeps continuing on the time. So it doesn't reset back to 10 by the looks of it. When we did 12, it actually kicked it back to 11. So it was just weird. It's a very hooked up lap though. Should 33 on the nose. Still, that's nothing to be shabby about. It is one lap with the tyres not quite there. And you're the first one to kick it off.
It's a nice lap to get onto the board, and plus that at the end of the day that could give you a top 5 starting position if
exactly, it's on the board, it's there.
Up.
You see, exactly right. Hardest part sometimes is just getting the lap valid. Thank you very much for the donation there, Mr. Bushel. Or was it Hamster? Hamster Bushel. Just check if the bot.
See what his Adfar can do.
Well, he knows the target now, so obviously it's going to be 32s at least.
He was a little hesitant into there, but he did get it in eventually. It's going to cost him probably a fraction of a tenth, but that can make a difference.
Do you reckon they compromise a little bit on some of the corners in the shootout just to make sure that they don't validate it?
Yeah, I reckon a lot of these guys will be taking it a little bit more cautious so they don't invalidate, because you really want to get that starting position. If you invalidate, you can drop quite a ways down.
That's a very good point there, Scout. What's going to happen with this for the night race then? Do I have to set it for Saturday?
Oh. I'm gonna be a bit controversial and disagree with Alex in the fact that you're already in the top 10 in a endurance race. The worst you can finish is 10, so just leave it all out there. Don't
But is there a limit though? As Brian goes 33.6, the final sector just made a couple of mistakes. Drift, drift, drift.
Oh, no. Couldn't quite get it back, but yeah. I mean, Franco, I've had my fair share of P10 starts, and trust me, sometimes they can go really wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends what you're after. If you're not meant to be in the shootout, like as in you're not expected to start in that top 2-3 rows, I reckon go all out, go silly.
Yeah, if you're not expected, if you weren't expecting to get in, just go for it. But I mean, if you're someone like Andy O'Hara, or Bakita or someone, you can probably take it a little more cautious in a way, but not to a point where you lose a lot of time. But yeah, just so you can guarantee that you'll start towards the front.
Yeah. I think also with the teams that maybe with the very, very pointy and fighting the other teams where either starting first or 10th could be a big difference in many things at the start of the race.
Yeah, but I also.
But I don't think Andy's going to go half-hearted though, or Bakita or.
I think once he sees what time he's going to beat,
Andy's put into the chat, still gonna send it.
Still going to send it, yeah, of course.
He's going to see the times and he's going to see what he has to beat, and Andy being the ultimate competitor, he's going to try for it. It's one of those things that you can say in the pit lane that you want to take it conservative and just make sure you get the lap valid, but I think once you're out there, you're just trying to beat whoever's in P1 at the time.
I mean, there is a point where if you start to ease off, that's when mistakes can start to creep in.
Great lap there from Ken. 32.9 takes provisional pole for now.
Yeah, it's a very solid time from Ken. In the Fezzer of all cars.
Love to see it. Here comes one of our Bentleys. Second of the 6th we have. So the time to beat is 32.9.
Is this the first of the Bentleys we've seen in the shootout, I think?
No, Gafford
No, he's
was in the
taken-
Bentley as well.
Yep.
So just looking at the split times, yeah, Izadfar was 33.3 in Sector 3. Richie Benno, where are you? And the next best was the 32.7, so he's lost 5 tenths just in that sector. Made a mistake, that's all he needs to do. But he's still got about a lap in, so maybe there's another car that's going to drop off. Never know.
Yeah, is somebody going to just push the limits a little bit too hard and invalidate? It's always the great mystery of the shootout.
What Jason Eckers is this?
Good question.
It is.
AJ Sanigas.
It's JP. It's JP. Imagine if John Sanigas' middle name was like Peter. So they're both kind of JP. But yeah, this is Jean-Pierre. It's such a French name. Bang, hooked up lap. Great exit out of the last corner. It'll be, I reckon it's P1. No, it's not a lie. 32.973. That was quick.
Yeah, not a bad lap.
Quick enough.
Gets himself into provisional P2 though.
Hobbs and Ada, another Bentley, 34 car. What can the young man do?
Always nice to see some young representation in the shootout.
I'm going to say 32.8.
Fair shout.
I mean, 32.814. Why not? Just go all out. It'd be completely wrong.
32.841.
Oh, he's a bit hesitant there on the throttle. That might cost him a tenth or two. But sometimes it's so deceiving and it's pretty... just as quick. Oh,
He's ran a bit wide out there. That's going to cost him on the exit.
He's pushing extremely hard.
Kranich just put in his bet, 33.011. Quite
on.
nice through there actually. Got a good run out of there.
So fastest sector 1 so far from everybody. 23.3, 23.4, 23.4, 23.4. So everyone's nailing sector 1.
That's fast.
In sector 3 there's a lot of variations, or ish variations. Just due to his advar. As Hobbsy pushed a little bit too hard, he's going to lose another 10th or 2 there. 32.9.
Oh, look at how close
Wow! That little slip in the last corner. That's tight. Boy, oh boy. So this is what I mean about the stupid thing at the bottom. Can't see it, we've got this HUD, but the time to beat so far is a 32.901, followed by 907. We're on board with Sen. Who's gonna
That's wide.
Oh, we have an invalidation! That's the first one out.
Hardware fail looked like he did not try to turn that car at all. I wonder if there's been a hardware failure.
It looked like it. That was weird little steering angles.
Yeah, it looked weird, but he could have just outbroke himself. But yeah, I don't know.
Zach Star is saying, "Let's go, Roadrunner. Look away now, buddy, because it hasn't gone."
Yeah, that was yeah. If we catch a replay just before the next guy comes around. Here we go, into turn 1.
Throttle stuff.
Throttle's pinned. Throttle is
Yeah.
pinned. That is not going to go where you want it to.
Yep.
Oh, that's bad luck.
Yeah, suspicion confirmed. Absolute open throttle. Which is why sim racing is not bad when you have things like that, because you're only damaging pixels.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Someone sabotaged poor Udit Sen's throttle. Don't do that one lap. Don't do that one on lap 1.
Yeah, that would
What? Why not? Stroke?
Well, he's going to be starting 10th at this stage, so GG, who's starting 11th and 12th.
yeah,
Alright, so me Rose.
another one that she's got a lot of pace about it, Desmia. She'll be up in towards the mid 32s. She can book it up.
So yeah, time to beat 32.901.
Gets it in so tight.
32.711. Another guess.
32.654.
6? Oof.
Very comfortable so far.
Yeah, it looks like a very clean lap so far from Nia.
damn.
Not putting a foot wrong.
So one of the Bentleys was unfortunately adding mechanical issues in their sim room. Going to start 10th at this stage.
I think it'll be starting 5th regardless.
Yeah, it's very true. Valid. The tiebreaker is the qualifying lap. So nice through there.
Just a little hint of a slide, but not anything outrageous.
Bentley always has a little bit of that slide. This is a very nice lap from here. It's definitely going to put her on provisional pole.
32.63. What did you say? You said 6?
I said 654. I was only 200s off.
Nah, shit house.
Fine.
5. Not good enough. Well done, Mia Rose. Taking the race sim prints. Speaking of race sim prints, there's a t-shirt for this event. Going to be launched tomorrow. There it is. I'll be wearing it tomorrow on stream.
Might need to crack the wallet out.
This is a driver who can spring a surprise in the shootout.
Smithy's always got pace.
Just back to the Race Sim Prince t-shirt. Also, the winning team will have a special edition t-shirt made for them, for all the drivers.
Now you tell me.
Yeah. Couple of new things we've added.
Guess I gotta use my commentator cursor effectively then.
Yeah. This is looking pretty latched on. I'd love to see the McLaren in that top 3, just to break up this Bentley run, make them work for it.
The McLaren was honestly quite a surprise for me going into it, because I'd never driven the McLaren seriously at any track before, but like I think it's got really good pace around here.
It's one of the better cars overall, most circuits. It's very good here. It's only really a couple of tracks that it struggles with.
Certainly
This
has
ain't
gained
one
a
of them.
lot of fans in the last probably what 12 months or so.
Oh, hasn't it ever?
Really pushes the limits there. That
Shizen. Oh, a little bit deep there. Not sure if that's going to cost him.
a little bit of time.
This might be a P2 maybe.
Oh, this is flying. I think this will be P1. 32.4.
32.5.
Oh!
Oh!
Woo!
I'll take my money, thank you.
That was 694.
Very close.
Alright, Bakuta's turn. It's a Lamborghini. So we have a Bentley, a McLaren and a Ferrari on the front 3 steps so far for qualifying. Then a gaggle of Bentleys. The Lamborghini who didn't quite get the lap they wanted in. Now the other Lamborghini now. This is Bakuta. Didn't change it back. There's no point. Is there any point showing the delta? There really isn't. It's comparing it to nothing, honestly.
Comparing it to some unknown time.
Yeah.
Let's see what Philippa can do.
Oh,
That's invalid.
oh, I thought there was a little bit too wide.
Yep.
The 68 car is out. So they're going to start from 9th position. It's happened.
Well,
Lost 2.
that's the gamble.
Absolute devastation.
So there won't be a locked out Bentley podium. But they can still lock out the front row. Eddie O'Hara just needs to beat a 32.6. Be a damn shame if you push too hard and invalidated. Let's get back to this t-shirt. Oh shit, wrong thing. So these will be released tomorrow. Race Sim Prince Midnight at Misano t-shirt. I'll be having one of those on stream, so tune in early tomorrow and I'll show you. It's actually really cool. So the Race Sim Prince put that together, and the winning team, each driver will pick up a special edition champions shirt of that.
There we go. This is the man that is hotly tipped to take out pole.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, please.
Runs it very wide on the exit there.
Oh, that's not a good noise. So the grid's going to need a miracle, I feel. And he did a 32 flat in the practice.
And he knows how to push pretty much every car to its limits.
He does. He did win Season 5 in the BMW.
Who wins in the BMW?
Well, actually, North American actually won the Pro Class 2 in BMW that season. It just takes a little bit more to get the pace out of it. Got to drive it a bit differently.
Yeah, how wide he goes into the entry of that hairpin. Absolutely every millimetre of usable track he will find it.
Maximizes his speed everywhere he goes. Just gets it in so nicely.
smooth on the exit too. There's not a hint of oversteer as he comes out. So
We gotta be drug testing this guy. Just insane how he puts it all together.
that's it. So just see a little bit of counter steer even before he sort of really hit the corner, just to square the car up. Make sure he was carrying as much speed through the braking zone. This looks like a very, very good lap.
32-1.
It's the 31. I'm going to eat my hat. 32. Fucking close. 32. Flat on the nose. Andrew O'Hara, P1. Shootout.
Just backs it up.
Just absolute domination.
Oh, so there we have it. 515 car. BOP Bentley. Mia Rose in the 130 Racing Prince, and Zachary Smith in Odyssey Racing. Gold. Is it gold? I don't know. You guys change
Yep,
your
it's
colours
gold.
every single fucking week.
Just insane from Andy O'Hara.
Insane.
32 flats in all the sessions he's done, pretty much.
Now the front three are going to run out there. So yeah, fantastic qualifying once again. We've got some very close gaps for a couple of spots. Notably P4 Ferrari
Well, it's hard
team.
luck.
Look at
A
that.
couple of hard luck stories with Bakita and Sen as well.
Oh yeah.
Sure, they'll be trying to make it up through the early part of the race tomorrow.
Yeah, the 68 car. Invalidated on turn 4. And Judith Sen invalidated on turn 1 due to issues with steering wheel. And I forgot it was one shot shootout. Andy Bott. Andy Bott's a good one. So I have to wait up for here. Oh. No, you don't need to head out, mate. Top 3 do. Which somehow Zachary Smith's managed to stuff that up. Maybe it's one of the things to come tomorrow. Any surprises for you guys?
Not surprised. I mean, I think O'Hara, Rose and Smith, you probably would expect Bakita to be up there, but unfortunately with the invalidation, probably missed out on an opportunity. I don't think anyone was touching Andy O'Hara tonight though.
No way anyone was going to touch Andy O.
So we've got a little photo opportunity here for the 3 top spot getters. And O'Hara's quite familiar with this position of leading this. So O'Hara, Rose and Smith. Bentley, Ferrari. Followed by, McLaren. Then we've got Ferrari, Bentley, Lamborghini, Bentley. And who's missing? Someone's dropped off. Absolutely hooked up. I think it was one of the. It was Sneakers, another one of the Bentleys.
Yeah, JP, I'd say. It's, Andy O'Hara in pole positions in a Bentley. Name a more iconic duo.
Me and not eating pineapple pizza.
You and turn 4 at Canada.
Can't anyone being called out in split yellow.
I need that track somewhere else, Franco, to redeem myself. Fancy being good at a track, but binning it like that.
Yeah, I mean, fancy liking a track, but
Just don't have any luck yet.
yeah.
Tell you what, those McLaren lights need some work. Bentley's like driving a truck.
Where we're going, we don't need lights.
Bit
Well,
of
actually, we do.
Probably do.
We do, but
Oh, the power might go off at Misano. Imagine that power outage on an ACC game.
you could script that in.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Just be watching headlights run around. You wouldn't see anything of the cars.
No.
Be
Anyway,
a shame
that's us
because a lot of
done.
these liveries are quite lovely to look at, actually.
Oh, we'd have to flick through them tomorrow. So we're going to live tomorrow at 2 p.m. start Australian Eastern Standard Time for the race. 8-hour race. We'll be live from about 1:30 onwards to discuss pretty much qualifying and a few other things. Also, we're going to watch an ACC video in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to get some food in before I check that out. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you to the commentators for jumping in and helping out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. All the best. Get some sleep, Alex.
Yeah, I will.
And also thanks to our stewards for their work so far, and best of luck to everyone competing tomorrow. We'll see you again in a little while. All right, take care.